Welcome everyone, my name is Gabby, and today I'll be walking you through some exercises I use to attain my right and left split. All you need is 2 blocks, and that's it. And if you don't have 2 blocks, you're welcome to use 2 chairs. All right, let's get started. All right everyone, so we're gonna start with a lunge forward with the right leg. Go ahead and step forward, creating a right angle with your leg, so knees over toes. Great. Go ahead and take your hands to the mat. Push that left foot back, heel should kind of be pressing as if there were a wall there. Go ahead and take your hands off the mat and place them onto your knee. In this position, I want you to roll your shoulders back. Take an inhale, exhale. Think of lengthening that back leg. Also stretching, pushing into the left. Awesome. We're gonna stay here for 10 more seconds. Take an inhale again. Exhale. So good, so good. Take those hands down to the mat. In this position, we're gonna be thinking of pressing that pelvis down to the floor, right? Every press that we make down to the floor, you're kind of expanding your pelvis and creating more space every time. Cool? So we're gonna take a few pulses, maybe about 24. Yeah? So let's go. We go down, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Keep that going. While we're doing these pulses, you should feel a good stretch in that back hip. Maybe a little uncomfortable, but all in all, creating space every time we pulse. Let's do 5 more. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Gorgeous. Go ahead and let that go. Let go of that back knee. Drop it down to the floor. Go ahead and bring that right arm into the space where the left arm was. Right? Drop those elbows down to the mat. In this position, we're still lengthening forward and lengthening that back leg back. Always creating space for the pelvis. We'll stay here for a few seconds. Take an inhale. Right? So these are a few exercises that I would do before a performance, after a performance even, to honestly keep space in my body because we can always get sore pretty quick. Yeah? Awesome, guys. Go ahead and bring that right arm back where it was to the other side of the right leg, and same with the left. We're gonna do some pulses here as well. Cool? Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, 6, 7, 8. Remember, with each pulse, we're trying to get closer to the mat. Yeah? Let's go for 5 more. 3, 2, and 1. So good, you did it. Go ahead and reach back with that right arm. Go ahead and bend that left knee. Grab the toes. Cool? I want you to think of pressing into your hands so we have a quad stretch here, right? So the quads are also important to be stretching if we're trying to get that split. All of it's connected. All of it's gonna work to get the split. Cool? Stay here for 10 more seconds. Take an inhale. Exhale. One more inhale. Exhale. And let the foot go. Take that right arm up and over. We're gonna go into what I like to call flamingo stretch. So you push back into your hips as if you were going to go for a child's pose. Instead, we're gonna keep that right foot long. My back is lengthening forward. And I'm gonna flex the right foot. Right? So we have a hamstring stretch here. I also want you to think of engaging that core, so we're not just plopping the stomach onto the thigh. We're lifting, always lifting forward, up and over that leg. Keep that foot flexed. Take an inhale. Exhale. One more time. Inhale. Exhale. Amazing job, you guys. Our last stretch. Push forward, back into that lunge where we were. Go ahead and place your pelvis down to the mat. Now you've already created this kind of figure four situation with your leg. Go ahead and place it in front of you. Put both your hands down and push yourself up onto the mat. So my pelvis is in line with my shin. Okay? This is called pigeon stretch. All right, so we're gonna lengthen up to the ceiling with every stretch that we do. Same here. We're gonna crawl forward. 1, 2, 3, 4. And if this is too much of a stretch, go ahead and take those blocks to both sides of you. Cool? Some of us may be here today. That's okay. Some of us may be here today. Today I'm gonna let go of the blocks, but you can keep hold of the blocks. Still reaching forward with the crown of our head. So in this position, you should be able to feel a stretch in that glute muscle. Everything's connected, remember? So we also need our glutes to be flexible and malleable in order to get those splits. Cool. Take an inhale. And exhale. I would suggest doing these exercises at least once a day if you're really trying to get those splits by a certain goal, a certain day. Amazing, you guys. Let's stay here for 10 more seconds. And if there's ever a time where you kind of need to get out of your mind, go to that happy place. So you kind of don't even feel that pain anymore that may be there. And let's not consider it pain. It's more of a good stretch that comes with a little bit of tension. Great. We're going to walk ourselves back up. And bring that left knee around. Awesome. So now we're going to go into the big split. Go ahead and take those blocks. Place them right beside you. We're going to go back into that lunge where we were with the right leg in front. My right leg comes forward, back into that right angle. I'm going to grab hold of the right block and place them a little bit closer to me, and the same with the left block. Pressing forward. My pelvis gets closer to the mat. I'm going to go ahead and press backwards. Some of us may want to press forwards, but I'm going ahead and press backwards, okay? So I created more space, even more space in my pelvis. Go ahead and lengthen that right leg out. So press into the blocks if you need support. Lengthen that right leg out as we press down towards the mat. Here's the split. We're staying here for a minute. You got this. Don't even think about the tension that's happening in the pelvis. It's totally fine. You've made it this far. Awesome job, you guys. And if you're more advanced in the split, you're welcome to walk your hands forward. If you're not, keep your hands placed on those blocks. Take an inhale and exhale. Great job, you guys. You may want to even close your eyes to not even think about, I'm actually in a split, right? However, I think you're able to manage with me. Great, you guys. We've been here for a minute. Rockstar. Let's go ahead and walk our hands back up. If you're on the blocks, walk your hands up and press back into those blocks. We've come back into our lunge and you've done your right split. We're gonna do all of that work on the left side. Go ahead, come up to your left lunge. If you need those blocks for support again, keep them nearby. Go ahead, place those hands down to the mat. That's how I like to set up for my lunge. Pressing that right leg as if there were a wall there. My heel is pressed up against the wall. We're gonna lift up and away. Hands come off the mat, placing them onto the knee. Take an inhale and exhale. Really great, you guys. We're gonna stay here for a few more seconds. Great. Letting that go, dropping our hands to the mat. Go ahead and lower the knee to the floor. We're gonna do our pulses here. Let's go ahead. Drop down for 1. And as before, remember we started a bit stiff, a bit uneasy in the pulses. But as we keep going, we're creating more space in that pelvis and in the front of that right hip. Let's take 5 more. Great job, you guys. Go ahead and lengthen that back foot up, straightening that back knee. Let's take our pulses here in that lunge. Go ahead, down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You got this. 9, 10. Take an inhale while we're pulsing. And exhale. 3, 2, 1. Let that go. Drop the knee down. Go ahead and reach that left arm around in front of the left leg, dropping our elbows down to the mat. Right? And if you need to, you can kind of maneuver that leg out of the way, but we still want to feel that stretch in the front of that hip. All right, you guys. We're doing so good. I'm so proud. Let's keep it going. Take an inhale, 1 more. And exhale. Awesome. Placing those hands back into the mat. We're going to reach that left arm up and around to the back foot. Grab the toes. Pressing our foot into our hands. We feel the quad stretch. Go ahead and press that pelvis down so we feel even more of a stretch in our quads. If that's too much, stay simple. Just keep pressing those toes into your hand. Take an inhale. Exhale. Let go of the toes. Right? Go ahead and walk that left arm onto the left side of the foot. We're going to go into our flamingo stretch, pressing the pelvis back towards that wall and flexing the front foot. If you need to, grab those blocks and put them closer to your pelvis. Okay? Put them closer to your pelvis. Take an inhale. Exhale. 1 more. And when we take that exhale, try to deepen the stretch for yourself. Exhale. And we get closer to the mat. Awesome job. Press forward as we go into our last stretch, which is pigeon stretch. Remember, we walk over, placing the pelvis onto the mat. The shin comes forward. I'm gonna rock myself up back to where I was. and I'm in my pigeon stretch. Amazing, you guys. If we need to stay here, it's totally fine. You grab the blocks and you place them closer to yourself for support. If not, we walk our hands forward to feel the stretch in the glute. Let's go ahead and close our eyes. Take an inhale. Exhale. And one more time. Exhale. Walking our hands back. So you've done all the exercises now, and we're gonna go into the big split on the left. Go ahead, reach for those blocks, pressing into them so we come back into our lunge. I'm going to bring the blocks closer to my pelvis for support, and I'm going to reach that back leg back, right? So I kind of scooted or slid back. My pelvis is close to the mat. Go ahead and push down and lengthen the front foot. Cool. If you need the blocks, they're still there. If not, go ahead and walk those hands forward. We're staying 4 minutes. So one side is definitely most likely going to be a little less flexible than the other. It's just life, it happens. But we can work towards it. Towards both sides being even. Great, guys. Inhale once more. Exhale. And every time you exhale, thinking of letting go a little bit more. A little inch, a little inch, a little inch. All right, you guys, you've done your minute. You've done your right and left split. Let's go ahead and walk those hands back up. Grabbing onto the blocks for support, pressing into them, coming into our lunge, passing through, and we're done. Thanks for doing your splits with me, you all. And if you want to do a little bit more, just keep on coming back. See you next time.